ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पदान शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सेदसादनम् महागणपतये नमः। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धेनामरित्रवतो आनो दिवो बृहतः पर्वतारा सरस्वती यजतागन्तु यज्ञम् वाग्देव्यै नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ यश्चन्दसा वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव सवेन्द्रो मेधया शृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयातम् शरीरं मे विचर्षणम् जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवम् ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽस्ति मेधया पीतः श्रुतं मे गोपाय। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यसेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ तत्सत्। श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु।
Welcome to everybody. Today is a very special day and we have a very special monk to speak on an important subject. He holds MSc in mathematics, so he is a combination of science and spirituality. I have circulated his background to all of you. He has been preaching in the USA for nearly 15 years, 25 years. 25. Americans, they say, wow, 25 years. For everything is a wow. The sun is rising in the east. I think it's very special. But today is special. So we requested him to talk about AI. He said he'll talk about language. The para, pashanti, vak, etc. You know about the vak. Many of these people know. And we have an expert in Vakya Padiyam in Swami Japasiddhananda. So he will combine that along with some basics of AI. He has also brought with him an American brahmachari who also is doing some AI. The AI is everywhere. AI used to be absolute intelligence in the Upanishads. Now it has become artificial. Life itself has become very artificial. So intelligence also has become artificial. This is the buzzword now, AI for all. The flagship program of the government of India now is AI for all. So we look forward to listening to him. I have circulated about you to everybody, who you are, what you wear, what you will be. Swami Sarvottamananda, all of you know, he is our Vice Chancellor. He is also the computer man, the AI man. And welcome all the guests who are here. And our Brahmachari Atula Chaitanya, Brahmachari Atreya, he is the head of the Department of Physics. He is a disciple of Swami Yogatmananda here. And I thank him for arranging this, taking the pains to arrange this. And I'm happy that many of the teachers are here. So I request Brahmachari Atreya, Atula Chaitanya to give introductory remarks on AI for about 15-20 minutes. Come in front. So he'll speak on the basics of AI and whatever else he wants to speak about for about 15-20 minutes. It will be followed by about 40-minute talk by Swami Yogatmananda Ji, and will be followed by vast, vibrant interaction. Thank you. Atreya.
Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji ki Jai. My humble pranams to Swami Yogatmananda Ji Maharaj. My humble pranams to Swami Atmapriyananda Ji Maharaj, Swami Sarvottomananda Ji Maharaj, Swami Japasiddhananda Ji Maharaj. My respectful namaskars and love to Brahmachari brothers and dear students, and also my namaskars to all the devotees. So now today I'm going to speak about where is AI heading, because as we all know, there is a huge hype and buzzword and strong headwind of AI in all the industries and in all the domains, especially and it affects our university also. So how to navigate this strong headwind that I'm going to discuss. Yeah. So what is an AI? This talk will be very simple and for common people, so I will not use much technical terms. So AI is kind of a brain born inside the internet. So our brain, human brain, we are all born in a society and we interact with various environments, but AI, at least the models that we have today, is kind of a brain, just like a. So for any doubt about AI, we first refer to how a brain behaves in certain environment. So AI that we have today is a brain born inside the internet. It has read every book, paper, conversation ever written, and importantly found patterns that no single human could. It has discovered many hidden patterns. So to start with, we think of AI as a brain, and it is born inside the internet rather than in an environment. And what is the difference between human brain and AI? As humans, we have instincts which are hardwired into us over millennia of evolution. That's the one big point that we have that AIs don't have. And second, on top of it, we have decades of learning of reasoning in school, in colleges, which AIs today have. There are some algorithms through which AI can be trained for reasoning, and on top of that, we have some amount of intuition, which is difficult to quantify, but as we'll see, AI lacks of it. At least it appears that it lacks as of now. And AI is trained for like what is the energy and time amount that is required to train an AI. So most of you probably have used ChatGPT or some other models. It appears very innovative, very novel, very genuine. Like it can write poems, it can write stories. For example, it can write so innovative tasks. Like you can ask it to write a paragraph in English without using a letter E, or you can ask it to write a paragraph in English using E but not using X, something like that. So all very different kind of stuff, and it can write very nice articles in various kind of ways. You can ask it to write it like a Shakespeare, you can ask it to write it like Swami Vivekananda. So all these things it can do. Yeah, so it is trained for months on huge computing power, and it requires hundreds of gigawatts of energy to train. So energy and compute amount is huge compared to human brain, which runs on 20 watts of power typically. Okay, this part is very deep, and does it understand or does it just repeat? And this we ask about humans also. A child learning, is it just mimicking what it is learning, or does it really understand? And it is difficult to quantify also what is understanding and what is repetition or mimicking. So one metric to understand, to quantify understanding, is a coherence of mind, speech and action over a period of time. Like if I today say something and if I tomorrow say exactly opposite of it, then it reflects that I do not understand the point. For example, if I today say today's speech preach unselfishness and then tomorrow is say I should be selfish, then it shows I do not understand. Or if I say I say to be unselfish but I act selfishly, then it again reflects that I do not understand it. And and how long should we monitor a person to really know whether it is understanding the topics? This is one metric, and this is difficult to quantify. So this is an important question, very deep question, and it is often asked whether it is understanding or just repeating. One more thing in this respect is that Terence Tao, who is a great mathematician, in one of his interview on AI in YouTube, I saw that he says that typically when we do any mathematical problem or a very difficult problem in maths or physics, there is a period over which the idea develops, and in the intermediate time we hold on that tension. We live with that confusion over a long period of time, and it slowly develops, and we don't come to conclusion very quickly. But AI has it, at least the present AIs have this tendency to come to conclusion very quickly. Either it solves the problem or it solves the problem in a wrong way. So it happens very quickly. It cannot rest in the middle ground where it is kind of uncertain which way to go. So that is one area where AI is lacking. So these are all various metrics to distinguish between understanding and repetition or mimicking. Okay, and this is another point of discussion, whether the interpolation versus extrapolation. So one common example of interpolation is this: like if I gave you a black tea and a milkshake, interpolation would be a milk coffee. Black tea and milkshake, interpolation would be milk coffee. That is, if I give you two different things and if I ask you to find out something by mixing them. So this is an example of interpolation, very crude and simple example. And what would be extrapolation? If I give you say, just the opposite. If I give you milk tea, can you come out with black tea and milk? Can you separate the ingredients and come out with some two drinks? So this is a very simple example of interpolation versus extrapolation. If given boundary data, can you fill the gap is interpolation. If given data on limited region, can you extrapolate it into the bigger domain? So AI is very efficient in interpolation. It can fill the gaps. But as far as extrapolation goes, it is very limited, and it is also related to intuition, as I was saying in the beginning, and it genuinely lacks extrapolatory features or qualities. So these are, I'm trying to show what are the difference between human brain and the AI brain, and where the current status of AI is. So AGI. So these are all very big words, and I'm trying to bring it all together. As experts in the field will know, these things take time. But in this AI time, it's difficult to say what is a big time and what will happen next month. It's difficult to say. So I'm just bringing these terms. AGI is artificial general intelligence, and AGI will be it's kind of upgraded version of AI, which can interpolate and extrapolate as well. And so it not only just interpolates but can also extrapolate. For example, in some cases this kind of behavior has been seen. This AlphaFold is also a model which is trained on how proteins fold in our bodies or things. So it came up with genuinely new folding structures which was not previously known, or which could not have been just guessed from previous structures. So AlphaFold is the direction towards AGI in the domain of biology. So this is artificial general intelligence, and to compare with humans, so today's AI is like a child which can learn various things but cannot extrapolate, but cannot connect various domains. And AGI is a very good example. AGI is like a grown-up, mature person, and in addition to extrapolatory capabilities, it will have values. values and motives. So these two are so important for humans. Whatever we do, what motivates us, what gives us the what orients us to a certain direction, what gives us speed to a certain direction, values and motives. These things are absent in today's AI. And so hope is that the AGI will have these values, motives, and continual learning. A child goes to a school, learns, and comes back and forgets that. So in the mind of a child, school is the learning time, and home or playing around is not the learning time. But for a grown-up, every time is a learning time. We learn continuously. We learn by interacting with anything, everything, and we continuously keep improving. This capability is missing in today's AI. It is trained for a certain time, and then it just reacts with the world. It doesn't learn. Again, it has to be trained separately. So this is missing. And then fourth point is cross-domain knowledge transfer. So what does this mean? Like say a driver who drives a car, if he is given a truck to drive or a bus to drive, he will kind of know what to do. The same steering, same brake, and same acceleration. And even if he is given a train or aircraft, he will have the idea that this is acceleration, this is braking, and this is steering and everything. So this kind of knowledge transfers from one domain to another. And even more deeply, there are results that knowledge transfers from humanistic fields to mathematical science fields and vice versa. A good a person trained in mathematics internally develops certain sense of music and like that. So this cross-domain knowledge transfer is absent in today's AI, which is expected to happen in AGI. And the reason is there are many similarities in patterns in various fields. So this is another area to watch. This is a huge capability that is, and again analogies. Humans have this huge capability of teaching through analogies and stories, which AGI probably will also develop, which today's AI miss or lack. This is a quote from Vinod Khosla. This a very interesting quote. Today's AI, just like steam engine amplified muscle. We had tools, we had hammers, we had chisels, we had axe for millennia. But when steam engine came, it amplified everything. All the tools got 100 times more power. Similarly, we had computer for last 50-60 years. But what AI does, it kind of gives 100 and 1000 times more power to any of these kind of abilities. It amplifies the mind. Every previous tool extended the body, and computer extended the brain power. But this steam engine amplified the muscle, and AI will amplify the mind. So, and we know how mind is much more powerful than body, and that's why we are this strong headwind that we are seeing from AI is because of this amplification power of the mind. And this is a very nice way of putting the effect of AI that is having on the society today. And another nice, very deeply insightful quote is that intelligence in humanity was always very scarce and very costly. To find a really person who has common sense to act in various situations, who can transfer knowledge from one domain to another, who can learn continuously, who can understand the situation, was very difficult. But with this advent of AI, what has happened is this intelligence is no longer scarce. It is abundant. And it's very cheap. Like we have this paid version of AI, ChatGPT for the faculties here and for the faculties. So just by say 2,000 or 3,000 rupees, we can do so much of work through these accounts, through these ChatGPT models. It is almost like, personally, from my experience, whatever work I used to do without AI for more than few months would take just one day today. So it is that strong and that powerful. And this is another kind of metric, like a 3% team now has the power of 300. Even 5 years back, starting a new company or new adventure, which would require 300 people, would need now just 3%. It's so powerful, 100 times. Everything is like scaled by 100 times. So this is actually a huge motivation that earlier all the big companies required huge amount of capital, and the rich people could afford to do that, and it could take a lot of resources to build a company. But now a lot of startups and small companies are mushrooming throughout the world, especially in India, where there is huge scope. And this is another point, that AI has to diffuse through the society. AI should not be restricted to only research scholars or only to the coding or computer science community. It should reach every individual in rural India. Every person should have an AI doctor, and every person should have AI teacher. Today in rural India, many villages don't have a doctor, and many villages don't have good teacher, and maybe there's one teacher who is teaching 100 of children. By using AI, we can have one-to-one teacher for each student and of very good quality. We can train an AI. AI can be trained by a teacher in the city or very good teacher in the country, and that AI can reach every person, and it can answer the question as per the level of the student individually. So this is a huge place that using AI we can leapfrog across the barriers that we are facing over many decades now. So this is another domain of AI. And the next wave that could be coming is this robotics. So AI has already given us a mind, given the machines a mind, but robotics will give them a body. And those who are in this field or related to this field will know that especially China and US are spending a lot, and like all the activities like carpentry, any mechanical work, gardening, or any kind of driving, all this can be easily replaced by robotics. Only the market value is not yet supportive in India, but definitely in 3 to 5 years this is going to happen in construction, in logistics, in agriculture, in healthcare. Robotics is going to come. So this is another area to watch for. Okay, now I come to the maybe last 2 or 3 slides, which will relate to what Reverend Swami Yogatmananda Ji Maharaj will speak about. So what the models that we use today, ChatGPT or other models like Claude, they are called large language models. What is the meaning of this? It means that it has just read text. It has just read data about everything, about music, about physics, about science, about some video. The point is it has read. It has read description about music. It has read lot of poems. It has read about songs. And it has read a lot. It has read everything that is there in the internet. That is why it is large. Large language model. Language coming from the meaning that it has read texts. It has been trained on text. It has not been trained on videos. It has not been trained on songs. It has been trained on text. That is why it is called large language model. But the surprising thing, and it's kind of almost like a discovery, is that just by reading about music, just by reading about maths, just by reading about or just by reading some literature, it has learned about mathematics by discovering hidden patterns. Like just by reading about verbal structure of language, it has come to know that there is a direction of time, because there is a past tense, present tense, and future tense. From this kind of abilities, it is able to generalize to certain principles of other domains. So that is the power of this language. And so there have been various discussions about why this is so powerful, about why language is so powerful. So one point that comes out is that language is a stimulus of the mind. What is the stimulus of our eyes? It is light and vision. Sound is a stimulus to our ears. Taste is for tongue, smell for nose, and touch for skin. Similarly, language stimulates our mind. And just like mind is a unifying sense organ for all the physical organs, all the sense organs, similarly, language is kind of a unifying stimulus for all the external stimulus. Although it lacks many things, but there is some truth in this sentence. So just as mind unifies all 5 senses, language includes all of human knowledge: science, art, music, emotion, mathematics. Not fully, not perfectly, but some amount of it. So that's why language is so strong. And this is almost like a discovery. There was a huge debate and huge bias. There was 2 groups in the scientific community, whether knowing about the world is same as experiencing about the world. At least this has shown that knowing about the world, even if it's not experiencing the world, but it's knowing a lot about the world. One can understand many things about the world just by reading about it. So, so this is the last slide of my talk, and this connects to what Reverend Maharaj will speak about various levels of language, and why it is so important, and how language connects to intelligence, and so on. So I hope I gave some idea, and the goal of this short talk is to initiate discussion among the university and the community, our community, which direction should we go, and what should be the changes in our understanding and approach to university system and everything. So I invite Reverend Maharaj to speak about levels of language. Thank you.
So with this introductory talk by Brahmacharya Atreya Chaitanya, we pass on to the main speaker, Swami Yogatmananda Ji. When we approached him, he said, I'll speak about language. I said, levels of intelligence and language. He'll talk about language from the point of Vedanta, from the point of view of the grammarians. I was just reminded, one-on-one teaching we used to have in India. There was a great sage called Patanjali, who wrote the Mahabharata, as you know, of the Vyakarana. It seems he was incarnated of Adisesha with 1,000 hooded serpents. And he had a screen. The other side of the screen, 1,000 students would be seated. And through each of his mouths, he used to reach out to each and every student individually. So it is not very difficult in India. It has not been difficult in India. All that you need to do, with that I will hand over the mic to Swami Yogatmananda Ji, is the awakening of the Dhi through the Gayatri Mantra. It's very simple. Unfortunately, anything which comes from the West is, something is happening, great revolution is happening, all that existed in India, millennia after millennia, hundreds of thousands of people experimented successfully. That's all in Sanskrit, it's all gone. It is not gone, coming back in a different way, and doled out from the West, and we swallow it without a salt. We are going gaga over this. Well, let us see for a couple of decades what will happen. We have seen so many things dancing on the stage and slowly getting tired. So the awakening of the Dhi through the Gayatri Mantra, a child goes to school, boy or a girl, 5 or 6 years. The illumined Guru gives the mantra called the Gayatri, Dhiyo Yor Nav Prachodayat. Look at the word Naha, Asmakam. It is not individual, it's collective, all of us. If the Dhi of the entire society, every individual is awakened, we have the inbuilt multiple study, multiple intelligences, and extraordinary AI, meaning absolute intelligence and not artificial intelligence. Thank you. Absolute intelligence.
Asatu ma sadgamaya Tamasu ma jyotirgamaya Mrityurmam amritam gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, yes, whatever, I'll keep on looking at the clock. And yes, and my intelligence will limit my talk accordingly. So, dear Atma Priyanandaji, other wonderful, intelligent, brilliant Swamis and Brahmacharis here, Atreya, who gave a short, nice discussion on AI, and everybody, all devotees and students present here. At the outset, I beg forgiveness because I am not much used to the university atmosphere when I am giving speeches. I just give speeches to devotees, but it's a very different setup, you know. Uh, you know, the students, the university atmosphere, university ecology is a bit different. The academic spheres, and I don't have the academic style of speaking, so please forgive me for the lack of that. And let us begin without further ado. Intelligence, that we have intelligence, and as Atreya pointed out, it is in our regular parlor, it is a rare commodity. It is like, therefore there is a saying that common sense is one of the most uncommon things. Common things is very rarely available. So the point is here that the artificial intelligence and the machine learning and so forth, one has to acknowledge this, that at the level of body, our body is just a machine. It is machine. And so this machine has intelligence, then it can be, that intelligence can be put or generated through other machines as well. This has been going on for a long time, many centuries. Leonardo da Vinci, one of the great scientists of the what can be called as the Renaissance. So he was a character of great capability in various fields. His that great painting of Mona Lisa is still very well known, and people go to see that. He was a wonderful artist, a scientist, a writer, and so forth. So he was the first to initiate the idea that a machine can learn, the learning can be imparted to certain other things as well. I remember a childhood read story that one in a big office there was some big boss there, and after coming from home he discovered that he forgot his reading glasses, so without which he couldn't work. So he sent a peon who was illiterate that go to home and get my reading glasses. So he wrote on some wooden thing like this, and the peon said, "But how? What will it tell? Just show this to my wife, and that's it." So on that he had written to give the glasses. So the peon was very much surprised. He said that how this little piece of wood, how could it talk? How could it convey the message? Well, yes, if you know, if there is knowledge, then things change. There is a very nice story narrated in a very famous book, autobiography of a yogi. It is Paramahansa Yogananda's book, where he narrates that a saintly person was somewhere in the Himalayas, and then a devotee went there. A devotee goes there, and then after saluting, he gives some prasad has to be given, isn't it? So he just moved his hands like that and gave prasad. Take this sweet. And then naturally that devotee said, well, what is this? How could you just do like this and give prasad? What a great miracle! Things are miracles till we know about it, till we know the logic and mechanisms behind it. And the saint explained, see what this air consists of. This air consists of, in that language, Panch Mahabhutas, the 5 great elements. You can say now atoms, these things, electrons, protons and so forth. Air consists of electron, protons and all those fundamental particles. This sandesh that I gave, what does it consist of? It also consists of the same elements. Can you doubt that? Certainly not. And therefore, what you need is that an interface is to be put. The knowledge is to be there by which to convert these particles in the air to the particles, same particles in the sweet meat. So those who do not know, they will think that it is a miracle. Those who know, well, it is cooking, just like cooking, Cooking, if a cook knows, and there are several ingredients. If a person in Providence, one lady, she used to be there, very devoted lady, she passed away a couple of years ago at the ripe age of 86. So she said, I will do the Indian cooking. She got some ingredients, some mustard seeds, some coriander seeds, and some cumin, and the preparation came out horrible, Yeah, it is. My cooking is not good. So when I say it was horrible, you can understand, because the ingredients were good. But how to combine those to get a proper dish, that information, that knowledge was not there. So it is like that, the knowledge, that intelligence changes things, and then it works fine. It is like our friend Pushpin, he is a wonderful expert sarod player. If I take the instrument, you will say, stop it, what noise is it? But when he does, things are very different. Knowledge, that understanding how to mix and match, so that becomes the intelligence. And that is artificial, is very, it is everything, the intelligence itself is artificial in a way. So, but this term was coined long back in 50s by one McCarthy, American computer scientist. But the pioneering work was done by Alan Turing. Alan Turing's essays, especially the essay he wrote about can a machine think? It's a wonderful thing, I read it long back when I was, as he explained, at Padma Priyananji, that I did masters in mathematics. Please don't ask me much of mathematics, Maharaj, please. So it is. But at that time I had read Alan Turing's that essay, can a machine think? And that idea was very, very inspiring, interesting. And the simple thing he used is that he showed the parallel. Can human being think? Can human being think? What will be your answer? No. Yes, isn't it? Yes, so say loudly, friends. Can human beings think? Yes. And if a mathematical program can be made to replicate everything that human beings can do, can you then separate his test was, Turing's test was based on this? In one place, only a machine would be kept. Another place, say, a human being is kept. Same questions would be given to them. And can you then decide which room is machine and which room is human being? Cannot be decided. And therefore, this is called the Turing test. A Turing test is used even now. You might have, whenever you go to on internet, you have to do that, what is called captcha. That is the, thank you, that is the Turing test. So whether we are human beings or computer programs is fun, isn't it? That is decided by a computer program. That computer program decides whether I am a human being or not. Oh, what an irony. So this is, and along with Turing, although his major work was published much later, and that is John von Neumann. That it is John von Neumann's work about, self-replicating automata, self-generating. That it is, we say, well, with human beings we give birth to human beings. Can a machine give birth to another machine? Well, yes, it can. It does. Let me narrate an interesting incident. I used to be in Nagpur then, and we installed our first computer, and I had no idea what it means and how it works and so forth. So the engineer, a wonderful engineer, he said that, okay, what you have got now is okay, but second machine that you will get, please take these features. I said, I don't want second. This one is, he said, and the words he used, are still ringing in my ears. He said that they have a tendency to breed. And for sure, next year we have 4 computers within a year. So they kept on breeding themselves as it were. So it's like that, self-replicating, self-learning automata. And that is how, gradually the AI kept on propelling. The word is really not the exact word. It doesn't give the right essence. Because in our Indian psychology, intelligence is a product. And in that sense, it is artificial. Consciousness is primary. Intelligence is a secondary product. So, therefore, I have to use English words. That is a compulsion because I am giving a lecture in English. So, not exact words of Sanskrit are available in English. So, it is this intelligence is like that. Then the third mathematician who really brought all this mathematical science, earlier before that mathematicians used to be in the high ivory tower that we are perfect. Whatever Nothing can be challenged once something is proved mathematically. No, the process of proof itself is flawed. I am trying to make these things understandable in a common language, commonly understandable things, avoiding technicalities. His name was Kurt Gödel. Kurt Gödel, a logician, mathematician, and he showed around the same time, like 1950s, that you cannot prove the basis of the axioms that you take for granted. You have fundamentally taken some axioms, and whether they are non-contradictory in themselves, how to prove that? Can it be proved? He showed that cannot be proved, and that sent a kind of a shock wave among some mathematicians. But it is difficult to accept, Many things we understand. He brought out the idea of understanding or repeating. Well, we also just parrot many things. Do we really understand? If we really understand, our actions would have been different, We don't really understand. So, many understood Gödel's theorem, but yet did not accept it as such. It was not acceptable, because then all the work, actually I had a discussion when I was studying mathematics with one of our professors. He was a very good professor, good teacher, but when I spoke to him about this, he said, no, we don't even go near that, because then all that we are doing will be without any foundation, an edifice without a foundation, what will happen? So, therefore we don't talk about it. That is what this science does. Whenever it reaches something uncomfortable, it avoids it. It is not that it is expected to take it by horns, but like we all have fear, the scientists as human beings will also have fear. They do have fear. Then in US I found, and I am not sure here also it's a similar situation, that if I work in this field, my grants will be gone. The grants that I get from different bodies, they will be gone, so I don't want to do that, because getting money in pocket, pay the bills and all that, that is important, So even we soar very high, we are looking at money, how much money is there for me. So, this idea, Gödel's idea, was the key, and I am coming to the language from here. That, as has been told, whatever is in language and is available on internet, AI can collect proper directed information to give you the answers. That has to be on internet, that has to be in a certain language that the machines can understand. So that has to be there for it. But again, even suppose all the literature is put on internet, largest language model. He was talking large language model. Let us think of a largest language model, because for now many manuscripts in several languages, they are, or even books, published books, they are not on internet. Because to put on internet, if it doesn't have money, what can be done? So therefore it is not. But suppose all of that is put on internet, it will be the largest database Is it really? Our Vedantic knowledge will challenge it. No. It is only the most superficial mode of language that we are dealing with, called Vaikhari. Vaikhari. It is the language of the gross level, and it is actually prompted by the subtler and subtler and subtlest levels. It is the next level. I am looking at the clock, please. Yeah. And at one place I had told, in Chicago, giving one lecture, that if you feel that I am overstepping the time, please adjust your clocks. So it is. So it is. But I hope I will not overstep by much. So it is the Vaikhari, that is just the gross level language. Now where we have, language like, say, our brahmachari having come here from US, he doesn't understand much Bengali or Hindi or such languages. Although all are gross level structures, there is so much difference. Even the Bengali of one region will not be understandable to the people living in some other area of Bengal. So they will be also speaking in Bengali. A person from Kolkata also will be speaking in Bengali. Both will not understand each other. Now come to the language of other creatures. Like, do we understand the language of dogs? Some rudimentary feeling we can get, but that's it. We don't understand the language in which mosquitoes speak. We experience their terrible bite, but we don't understand what they are trying to convey. That language we have no access to. But there is a deeper layer, and I assure you, you all experience it, we all experience it. The language at a deeper level. And do you see dreams? Do you ever go in dreams? Have you seen? So, yes or no? Or I will think that you are dreaming right now. So, you see dream, isn't it? So, in the dream you will notice one very significant departure, that you have no language problem. You can converse with animals, you can converse with plants very easily, seamlessly, because as we go to the subtler level, what increases? The versatility and expansiveness, and also the capability of conveying more meaning increases. It is Shankaracharya mentions it in describing, the various, they like the sense organs, and then the mind and the intellect and so forth. How, as you go from the grosser to the subtler level, it becomes more penetrative, subtle, sukshmatvat. It becomes more expansive, mahatvat, and it becomes then sarvavyapitvat. It becomes all pervasive. In dream you get a glimpse of it. When you are separated from your gross body, when you dream, that is what is happening, that you become separated from this gross body. It is lying on the bed, and you may be riding a unicorn or something. So it is, you are separated from the gross body at that time. So your language level also changes. It becomes subtler. You can understand the languages of everybody. Just try to think of it. Did you ever have any language difficulty or in communicating in your dream state? You will see that no, you can communicate with everybody, everything. So that is called Madhyama. Then there is a further deeper level called Pashyanti. As the word suggests, that it is there, you can see it, but you cannot express it. You cannot express it. Pashyanti means see, but there is no elaboration of it because there are no tools for elaboration. All our tools stop at the level of mind. Beyond that, we don't have the tools to express. It is there, but inexpressible in our present this kind of language at all. So that is called Pashyanti. And all this is, having the consciousness is always there, coming out in various ways. And like you have these lights, same electricity is expressing as light here. This sound instrument, the same electricity is expressing differently. So if there is this air conditioner working, is it working, Maharaj? Oh, yes, okay. I am not feeling much, that is why I said. Anyway, so yes, many heaters are there. So that's true, I got his point. Yes, had it not been working, we would have been cooked by now. So it is same electricity expressing differently. But you go a little deeper, it is the same electricity. So it is just an analogy. Analogies are very tricky, So anyway, but thus you go to the further deeper level where it is pure consciousness, pure this thing. That is called Para, supreme. There everything merges into one. It is that also is not the correct expression. Merges into inexpressible. It is so that these are the four levels of language, and all our science, whatever is done by brain, our brain, and also the so-called artificial intelligence covers only to some extent the Vaikhari. It analyzes only Vaikhari part of it, nothing beyond that. And so all the solutions that we get from AI, there is one nice lady sitting here. She sometimes, when she is in a good mood, gives me, looking at my subject of lecture, gives me some AI inputs on that. So it is, but all that is only Vaikhari, and that too a part of Vaikhari. So I just took this opportunity to discuss the language. This is the language model. There is a great, wonderful teacher of psychology at MIT. His many books are very nicely written. Steven Pinker, his name. So Steven Pinker has a very nice book about language instinct. So language is human instinct. It is instinctively with us. We should not be proud about it. Just as for fish, it is instinctive to swim. What is there for a fish to be proud about? So similarly, we need not be too proud about our ability to have language. It is instinctive. He has analyzed it very beautifully. It's a big book. So anyway, I thank you all. Before somebody comes and tells me, hey, 10 more minutes. Okay. I can keep on talking about it a lot, you know. Yeah, that is great, you know, because I was told that 20 minutes before you should stop and let the audience ask some questions. So please feel free to ask questions, and I don't know whether I will be able to answer them, but again I will give it a try. Thank you very much.
Questions in any topic, not just AI. Hello. Yes, everyone is invited to ask question. Yeah, faculties, students, guests, everyone can please. Can you hear me? Yeah, please. বাংলাতেও কোশ্চেন করতে পারেন, বাংলা, হিন্দি, সংস্কৃত. Oh.
Pranam Maharaj.
Please say your name and subject.
Maharaj, my name is Swarnam Majumdar. I am recently pursuing physics, masters in physics. Maharaj, question is that can artificial intelligence have free will? Free will.
Hello,
Yeah, hi. Yes.
is it working? No. Hello. Hello. Okay, this is working. This is not working. Yeah. So it is a very nice question. I thank you for that. Does artificial intelligence have free will? Do we have free will? Do we have free will? Swami Vivekananda says, and that is so true, free will is a misnomer. There is nothing. Will means it has to be bound by something. Like you have, say, suppose a will to eat a dosa. Now, do you get such will sometimes? Yeah. So, the will to dosa, is it a free will? No, it is directed, conditioned by your attraction of dosa. It is not a free will. Will is never free. Only a collective will has freedom, and that is sometimes called the will of God. Will of God. It is not really, the word will is not applicable there, but still that is the free will. That is why it is said, not only in our Vedantic things but even in Christianity, that it is, let all our will be surrendered to God. Let thy will be done, not my will. It is because my will is bound, thy will is free. So similarly, artificial intelligence also doesn't have any free will. Any other question?
So for AI, the model, how this works is like it works on probability.
Yeah.
So eventually, it is for generative models. Whenever you have to predict the next token, you have option. You can pick the first one and the second one and third one. So then actually it works like kind of the free will, because you don't in one way like you don't know which one the machine is going to pick, and it is random. So how these things connect? Otherwise, in ChatGPT, if you give one question, you'll get the same answer. As you are getting different answer for the same query, that means something is varying. So how that can be connected? Can you call it free will?
It is still not free will. It is because it is conditioned like you get will at one time for this, another time for that. So same thing applies to the artificial intelligence, different models. They will give you different answers. So the will as such even there is not free. What you told, this choosing from say one answer, another answer, third answer, it actually is a big dilemma in mathematics, big question, as it is sometimes called axiom of choice. Axiom of choice is a very hotly debated. Is the axiom really there? Bertrand Russell had provided a nice answer. That when you are putting on socks, now that axiom doesn't apply, because you can put them on any foot. There is no right socks and left socks. But when it comes to gloves, now there are the fingers. So there is the axiom of choice comes into picture, that you have it is axiom of choice. Sorry, it is the reverse. That when there is the distinction, it is already determined which glove will go on which hand. No choice as such. But when it comes to socks, then you can put which one I should put on the left, which one I should put on the right, and yet you put something on one. How did you choose that? Something happened. They say random. It happened randomly. Means randomly is a word used by scientists, Common person would just say, I don't know. But the scientists have to use some special words, So they say randomly it happened, as if it doesn't add anything to our understanding, except that I don't know how it happened. So it's like that. So there is another hand that was raised there. Here I think. See that there is a hand there.
Please say your name and discipline subject.
Maharaj,
Please say your name and subject.
I'm Jay from MSc Physics in second year. So Maharaj, my question is that I personally think that consciousness is not very different from intelligence, and it can be computed. Like I was discussing it with my friend yesterday, and he said that consciousness is fundamental, and it's probably it probably even exists in non-living things. So for me, consciousness is an emergent phenomenon, and it's like biological, and so I wanted an answer on that. What's your opinion on that?
Wonderful. It is consciousness as we think about it. When it is expressing through something, then it is not the pure consciousness, like something that expresses through the brain structure. It is not, it is, as there you can say, it is an emergent something. Like the electricity coming from this, it is an emergent thing. That is not electricity, but the light coming by the way of this electricity. So electricity appearing through these light fixtures is an emergent phenomena, but does the electricity an emergent phenomena of these light fixtures? Does electricity get generated by these light fixtures? What is your answer? No. This is just an analogy, an example. This analogy I had given to an MIT neuroscientist, and that, well, he was saying, like you said, that the consciousness is what is an epiphenomena of brain. It is a secondary thing. It is generated by brain. It is not correct, as it is not correct to say that these light fixtures have generated electricity. Electricity is more fundamental than these, more pervasive than these. Like the example I gave in talk also, that the same electricity, here it is converted into sound. But this sound instrument does not generate the electricity. Electricity works through these. So, the dilemma with this scientists lies here, that by their self-restriction, they do not consider anything that cannot be computed as scientific. But what you can compute, what can you measure? See, for measurement you have to have a unit. Do you agree? And now how to, standardize or make that unit, whether it is working properly or not, whether these instruments that we use, are they calibrated properly or not? Any instrument first that gets calibrated. And actually Swami Vivekananda has asked this question, have we ever calibrated our sense organs? There is no calibration. We just follow without salt whatever they are presenting and think that it is correct. No, it is not correct. Whatever our brain tells, we say that it is correct. It is a neural network. Brain is what? A neural network. Do you agree that? And so it is it calibrated whether it will give us truth or not? No, we just take it as true. Consciousness is, expressed through the brain, but the brain does not generate consciousness. Any other question?
Maharaj Pranam, Rakesh Das from Sanskrit.
Yes.
My query is, why did you avoid mentioning the Paravak?
Well, there is nothing to be mentioned about it. It is Satchidananda. That is Paravak. It is from that everything appears. There is no way to measure it. It cannot be fitted, to be measured by any instrument. You can measure the height or force on a wave on ocean. But the ocean is not subject to be measured by a wave. The two things are, one has to see. Therefore, para cannot be spoken of. It is told about that. It is beyond speech and mind. Therefore, how can I speak about para? You have to teach me, sir, what to say about para, Satchidananda, God, and all that. These are synonyms of para. Yeah, thank you very much. Good question. Anybody has any other question? Oh, there are these two ladies here.
Pranam Maharaj, myself Shampurna Banerjee, I am from MSc Physics. So as you have said that consciousness is primary, but we know that AI can replicate human language as well as it can write a profound philosophical text. By looking at that text, can we differentiate that what is unconsciousness and consciousness?
It is indistinguishable. Very nice question. It is indistinguishable from the human machine, because human being is also a machine, programmed. Our actions are all programmed, and that program is called DNA. It is all coded in DNA. So, and our growth happens accordingly, and the consciousness that we experience, therefore, can be shown that AI also can have that expression. I am talking here only of expression, not impression or actual consciousness. It is expressed like that. So you are right there that it can be expressed, that consciousness that is primary, that is different from the expressions of consciousness. The two things are to be understood separately. Just as the ocean and the wave is to be understood separately. So wave is an expression of ocean. So our consciousness appearing through the brain, that is a secondary expression, and that can be imitated by AI. You cannot find, that is why I gave that example of CAPTCHA, that it is that a computer program that determines whether you are a human being or not. So it certainly has that consciousness. Anybody else has question?
Pranam Maharaj, Ashwanik Pal from Maths Department. Maharaj, you mentioned at some point that intelligence is artificial. Can you please say something about...
It's a big topic, but I can try to speak about it as briefly as possible. So it is, what is artificial is that which comes as a product. That is called artificial. So what intelligence, as you know, that is a secondary thing, that consciousness is primary. From consciousness, you know, there is no division. There is the Vedantic text like, you know, Vedanta Sara or Vivek Chudamani, or even Upanishads like the Taittiriya Upanishad tells how these expressions are. So this Atman expresses, it is all one without second. Let me, you know, I have to go, because of his question, I have to go a little deeper. Forgive me. That it is all without any distinction. There is no time, no space, no divisions. Think of that. No time, no space, no divisions, no I and you. That is the reality. From that appears that I, and with the appearance of I, automatically there appears to be you, the world, and this I starts running after you, the world. So that is how our that at this level, causal level, it appears. That is also therefore artificial. Then comes, the level where the instruments are generated to catch properly. So you generate the mind and the organs. There you come to what is called subtle body. There is no body, there is all pervading, timeless, spaceless existence. And then there is, because of ignorance of that, because of the ignorance of our all pervading nature, there is now I and the world. Now I wants to appropriate the world. Let me have this, let me get this, let me get more promotion, let me get more research papers published and whatnot, It is all that you need instrument called mind for that. I am using the word, in a rather generalized sense. That mind is shown to have like 4 functions. To have the inputs, then analyzing the inputs and coming to a conclusion. That is called buddhi, manas and buddhi. Then there is the storage space called chitta. And then there is, everything is connected with the ahankar, I. So, these come gradually. As per need. Then comes the gross body and the gross brain. Again a problem comes because of the very self-limiting nature of the physical science. Physical science by very nature is like that. There was Arthur Eddington, one wonderful scientist. He has given an analogy about the methods of physical science. He says that suppose there is a biologist researcher, goes to a pond, wants to do the research on aquatic creatures and throws the net, carries a net, picks up the net and analyzes the catch. What did I catch? And the same scientific method is depicted there. Experiment, observe and conclusion. What conclusion the fellow draws? That he draws 2 conclusions. That every creature in the water can survive only in water. Take out from the water, it would die. Another conclusion he makes is that every creature in the water is at least 2 inches long. Then he throws the net again. And then this time he has to change his first conclusion. Probably catches a frog, And so the frog can survive in water, outside water also. And so the second conclusion got changed. The first conclusion got changed. Second, that every creature has to be at least 2 inches long was held on to. Kept on making the experiment. Many new conclusions have been added. But this conclusion that every creature has to be at least 2 inches long remained intact because the distance between the threads of that net is 2 inches. So that is how, he says, that is how the science works. Physical science uses this net of our sense organs, and whatever gets caught in it, that is analyzed, and therefore our that research and conclusions are tremendously limited by that. As somebody may say that let me be, satisfied with whatever is caught by the senses. No, dear, because the fish, you will never be able to study the fish properly, because when the fish was born, it was not 2 inches long. So that you will never be able to study. So our knowledge of this universe as the science makes it. With great respect to science, I have to make this statement that it has these fundamental flaws, terrible flaws, and therefore one must be aware at least of that it cannot bring us the truth, howsoever it may progress, because of this fundamental flaw. So this is the method that we use in science, but we transcend it. That is the greatness of human beings, that to transcend this net. The great sages didn't go to perform those experiments. They were far intelligent. They saw that nothing that is smaller than 2 inches length will not be caught in it. So the truth can never be caught by the net of the senses. Like in Kathopanishad it declares, Pranchi khani vyatrinat swayambhu. This our sense organs, they have a manufacturing defect, to put it in our present language, and therefore they cannot see the true nature of the things, and therefore the one who wants to see the truth, and here we have to see what is our commitment. Is our commitment to the truth or to comfort? These two are very different things, take us in different directions. If our commitment is to the truth, then what do we do? That person then goes beyond his senses. He throws away, turns away from that Avrutta Chakshu, Amritatva Mechan. So this is that, So you got an answer, I suppose. Thank you. Pranam. Shantanu.
संस्कृत डिपार्टमेंट.
Oh, great.
स्वामी जी, एक प्रश्न है मेरा.
कहिए.
जिज्ञासा पूर्वक है. हम जागृत अवस्था में हैं, जब स्वप्नावस्था या निद्रावस्था में जाते हैं तो उसमें जो एक मोमेंट है चेंज होने का, क्या उसको हम कैच करने के लिए कोई एआई का उपयोग करके कोई इंस्ट्रूमेंट डेवलप कर सकते हैं क्या? या आपने कोई प्रैक्टिस करके, वेदांता प्रैक्टिस करके कुछ दूसरा कोई मार्ग बता सकते हैं क्या?
बहुत अच्छा सवाल. Can I reply in Hindi? Okay. Because his question was asked in Hindi, मैं हिंदी में ही जवाब देना पसंद करूंगा. देखिए कि जब एक अवस्था से दूसरी अवस्था तक में जाते हैं हम लोग, तो एक अवस्था के जो हमारे पास साधन हैं वे दूसरी अवस्था में काम नहीं करते. इसलिए इसका समय निर्धारण करना ऐसे बहुत कठिन है. पर कुछ जो है कि रिसर्च, जैसे स्लीप रिसर्च किया जाता है, स्लीप स्टडीज, तो निद्रा अवस्था में कैसे रहते हैं हम लोग, तो इलेक्ट्रोड्स वगैरह लगाकर उसके वेव्स जो हैं वो उन तरंगों की समीक्षा की जाती है. तो उससे पता चलता है कि अरे इस समय रात के कुछ 2 बज रहे थे, इस समय वह व्यक्ति स्वप्नावस्था में चला गया. तो परंतु ये क्या है कि ये बाहर से किया हुआ ये एक्सपेरिमेंट है, इसकी कोई गारंटी नहीं है कि ये इलेक्ट्रोड्स जो हैं वे सही इंफॉर्मेशन ही पहुंचा रहे हैं. ये ब्रेन की स्थिति नहीं, किंतु ब्रेन का रिस्पांस दिखाया जा रहा है वो इलेक्ट्रोड्स के थ्रू. इसीलिए इसकी कोई गारंटी नहीं. किंतु है ऐसा कुछ कुछ मनुष्य कोशिश करता रहता है कि कैसे पता चले ये कब स्वप्नावस्था में गया, कब सुषुप्ति अवस्था में गया इत्यादि। तो धन्यवाद।
From Abhijit.
Maharaj, I am Abhijit Banerjee from Physics Department. Namaskar Maharaj. So my question is, when we contemplate on something, on some text or some phenomena or some event, and to grasp the essence of it, to interpretation of that event at a more deeper level, more subtler levels. Now this act of contemplation happens where? At the level of intelligence. What I am saying is that whether I can initiate this process of contemplation in a machine, because machine has the intelligence, there's artificial intelligence. So if machine can think and they can have the act of contemplation using the existing intelligence of that machine, then that contemplation will lead it to more subtler level of that madhyama pashyanti, and to in that way through a machine can it realize the deeper consciousness through if the process of contemplation can be initiated. What is this? So where this contemplation happens?
Good question, and the answer is that at what level a person is, the contemplation and meditation happens at various levels. For example, think of Sri Ramakrishna contemplating, and think of this Yogatmananda contemplating. Very, very different, you see. It is. So, at what level I am, that determines my level of, the being conscious. Now, similarly, AI also, at what level that AI is made of. Right now, whatever is available and whatever one can think of in future from now, nobody has seen future, but what we can, future possibilities are immense. So, but whatever is available now and can be predicted in future, it is only at the gross level. So cannot really contemplate. Human being, as we see now, has the capability of transcending these things. So therefore, it can contemplate, it can meditate, it can become self-aware and realize God. Yeah. About machine, I don't know.
Adi Maharaj.
Okay. Sort of continuing in the same line as the previous question. And like you said that yes. That's true, yes. That we see that AI is using the Vaikari language, and we see that humans with the brain are using the same level of language, mostly the Vaikari. But we don't usually think of the brain as the user of language, whereas we usually think of AI as a user of language. And so doesn't that imply that this agent, this AI, itself is, or at least has, a spark of these higher levels of the madhyama, or higher levels of the word, because the word ultimately is the cause of all of the operations at the lower level.
The crux of this thing is that human beings do not think that intelligence or brain is thinking because we get identified with it. We get identified with it, but we do not get identified with the machine. And there it makes the difference. Like I say I eat food. I do not say that this car is eating food. Oh, the gas or the petrol is put in the car. Do we think about that when we take food? No. That is the difference, where if we can become objective about ourselves, then we will be able to see these things that the brain is thinking, not me. I am not anything like that Nirvana Shatkam of Shankaracharya. That mano buddhi ahankara chittani naham nacha shrotra jivhe nacha ghrana netre and so forth, So that is, we can think of a machine from that point of view, but ourselves, because of the terrible identification with body, I am identified with the body, and therefore I cannot feel that the brain is thinking. I feel I am thinking. No, it is the brain that is, that machine is thinking. That's it. Thank you. Okay.
We're almost through. Anybody else? I'll just make some observations now. This is about... I don't know how many of you have read the book Emperor's New Mind by Roger Penrose. That is the first book he wrote, arguing against artificial intelligence, particularly the hard AI. Huge controversy at that time about the AI. AI had just come on stage. It has not come of age as yet. The whole question is whether the human brain can think algorithmically or not. The whole computer system works through algorithms. Whether the human brain thinks algorithmically or not. He was mentioning about Gödel's theorem. He begins with a very interesting story he calls it prologue. A super computer is going to be inaugurated. And the inventor of this, with great pride, he says, all the technocrats, the ministers, everybody is present. Ladies and gentlemen, now I am going to inaugurate a super computer which is almost omniscient. I have a novel way of inaugurating this. Who will put the first question? Through that I will inaugurate. Everybody kept quiet. Who will appear stupid before omniscience? A little kid said, Sir, I will put the first question. Everybody says, only a kid. Come on, dear, what do you want to say? He said, how does it feel to be a computer? And it went on and on, calculated for several hours, said, I don't know. Everybody burst out laughing. It begins with this. So as Maharaj is just beautifully mentioning the Vedantic position, to do something and to be aware that you are doing something are two different things. Human beings, human mind is self-awareness, which is borrowed, according to Vedanta, from the consciousness which is the Atman. Even the human mind is not aware by itself. Vedanta says it's also jada. Up to the level of the Atman, everything is under Prakriti. Intelligence, mind, of course the body. The whole category is called jada. And the human mind is illumined by that consciousness. Tasya bhasa sarvavidam vibhati. All the light is derived from the light of the Atman, light of consciousness. And therefore the human mind alone, of course the minds of other beings also should be, we don't know. They are illumined by a supreme consciousness which itself it can be self-aware. You can be aware of yourself. And the artificial intelligence which is operated by a machine does not know that it is doing all this. It does it without knowing I am doing this. The consciousness that I is specifically a great gift of God to human intelligence. And therefore Vedanta says, this gift of God you analyze. Shankaracharya in his famous Upodghata Bhashya of the Brahma Sutras, he says, in a sense everybody is an Atmagya. Everybody is knower of the Atman because everybody says I. The moment you say Atma, I, you are a knower of the Atman. Then why is it that you inquire? Because you do not know the real nature of the Atman. So Brahma Jigyasa, Atma Jigyasa, Atma Jnana is required. And therefore, the intelligence are being used by human intelligence because human intelligence has limitations. It's the human mind, which has emotions, which has feelings, and so many other constraints. The speed of a human mind intelligence limited, and the artificial intelligence, the greatest advantage of artificial intelligence by which it is dancing on the stage as a glorious omniscience is because of its speed, nothing else. It can, in microseconds, can collate everything, but it can tell you only about things about which it has been told by human intelligence. So very often it makes mistakes, but it has not been told properly. If I can continuously tutor, teach the artificial intelligence incorrectly, a time may come, God forbid, that the terrorists may use the artificial intelligence, continuously indoctrinate, brainwash it, so that the artificial intelligence will burst out saying, all these people should be destroyed in a moment. Should they be killed? Yes. It will give beautiful arguments from various scriptures. Because I have fed it. The difference of human intelligence, I can think independently, I can analyze. After Shravana, which artificial intelligence does, you give inputs of Shravana. Then Manana Nididhyasana it cannot do, which only human intelligence can do. Through Manana Nididhyasana, human intelligence has the capacity of self-transcendence. Revered Swami Bhajanananda Ji, our revered Vice President, repeatedly used to say, the human mind and human intelligence alone has the capacity to transcend itself. I can transcend myself. I can go beyond my own limitations. The capacity, inherent capacity of self-transcendence is inherently present in human intelligence, and the artificial intelligence cannot transcend beyond the input, right or wrong, given to it. A time may come when all kinds of wrong inputs, negative inputs, inputs about killing people, about warfare may be fed into that, and it's going to be a dangerous thing. So, in the human mind also, who are terrorists? They have been wrongly fed the information constantly from childhood, brainwashed, that you have to kill all these people. Why, what, it doesn't think about. So, this is the difference with this in the last statement. No. You want to make in this last statement? No, I'm finished. Maharaj? No, yes. Now I will request Swami Sarvottamananda to say a few words and give thanks. You can give thanks. That requires a lot of intelligence. Because artificial intelligence doesn't thank anybody. Talk about Gödel's theorem briefly.
Huh? No.
Gödel's theorem. Just
because already Maharaj has talked about
but
artificial intelligence a lot. And एक minute. First of all, Swami Yogatmananda Ji Maharaj, he is Minister of Providence, Center of Project Center, Vedanta Society, America. he had given a very illuminating lecture on levels of intelligence and artificial intelligence. And the question answer session was also very enlightening. I thank him very much. That's it. Acha, and then there is. Yes. I thank Atre also for his lecture on AI. Okay.
কথামৃতে আছে, মাইকটা দেবে না কিছুতেই। কথামৃতে আছে, ঠাকুর বলেছেন আমাকে বিদ্যাসাগরের কাছে নিয়ে যাও, ওনার দয়া, ওনার করুণা ইত্যাদি অনেক শুনেছি। তখন ঠাকুর সমাধিস্থ হয়ে যাচ্ছেন, তখন আমি জল খাবো ইত্যাদি। বিদ্যাসাগর ব্যস্ত হয়ে বলছেন উনি কিছু খাবেন, মিষ্টান্ন নিয়ে আসবো। দেন হি এট এ লিটল। মাস্টারমশাই নিয়ে গিয়েছিলেন, তখন মাস্টারমশাই ওনাকে, না ও আমাদেরই ছেলে, আত্রেয় আমাদেরই ছেলে, যেহেতু আমরা ওকে আলাদা করে কোনো ধন্যবাদ দিচ্ছি না। আর ওনাকে ধন্যবাদ, উনি আজকে কিন্তু এখান থেকে বেরিয়ে যাবেন। এখানে এসে অনেক সময় দিয়ে সকলের সঙ্গে কথা বলার জন্য। আর আত্রেয়কে বলছি ওনাকে এটা অ্যারেঞ্জ করার মূলে ও ছিল। আর সকলে এসে আগ্রহ করে শুনেছেন। আজকে ছুটির দিন বলে শুনলাম, মহাবীর জয়ন্তী, যদিও এদেরকে আরো কিছু করার নেই, নাহলে ওখানে গিয়ে আমরা কিছু করার এবং শোনার সুযোগ দিলাম। শ্রবণ প্রথম, তারপরে মনন। ধন্যবাদ। সকলে পূর্ণবিরাম করে শেষ করে দেব। ওম পূর্ণমদঃ পূর্ণমিদং পূর্ণাৎ পূর্ণমুদচ্যতে পূর্ণস্য পূর্ণমাদায় পূর্ণমেবাবশিষ্যতে। ওম শান্তি শান্তি শান্তি। হরি ওম তৎসৎ। শ্রীরামকৃষ্ণার্পণমস্তু। Thank you. Maharaj, they are past masters. If you come here and see from 8 o'clock, the entire building and everywhere with the vibrations of Vedic chanting. Where the flow of fluctuation, it always forgets.